Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about the war between Russia and Ukraine. And also it is about the impact of the war on the entire world. And obviously it is going to be negative, catastrophic. And from this editorial, you can learn a lot of words. Let us start the session with editorial vocabulary. And today you can see words in two different colors. One, a few words are in green, a few words are in red. So what does it mean if you wonder? Those words which are in green, we have got many a time, familiar and easy. Those words which are in red, new words or difficult words, or they go with effective English. After the session, you have to spend some time and try to remember. The very first word, escalate, we have got many a time. Part of speech verb, increase rapidly. From this, we get escalators going up, increase rapidly or going up rapidly. It goes with tensions, it goes with fears. Allegation. Allege is a verb, allegation noun. Even this we have got many a time. A claim or assertion that someone has done something illegal or wrong, typically one made without proof. You say that someone has done something wrong, but you don't have proof. Then we use the word allegation. Counterpart, we have got again many a time. Part of speech noun, a person or thing that corresponds to or has the same function as another person or thing in a different place or situation. Imagine there is one manager in India and the same company in the US, another manager, same designation, but one is in India, the other one is in the US. We use the term, they are counterparts. He is my counterpart, or she is my counterpart. We have got this many a time. Accuse, part of speech verb, familiar word, charge someone with an offense. The same thing, allegation, accusation, more or less the same meanings. Conventional, part of speech adjective, based on or in accordance with what is generally done or believed. You can also think of the word traditional, something that is done regularly over a period of time. Now you see a word in red, swathes, part of speech noun, a broad strip or area of something. Usually it goes with land, but here a broad strip or area of something. And you can also think of the word vast area, vast land. Inhabitable, another important word, part of speech adjective, suitable to live in or habitable. Here you have to recollect the word habitat. Habitat goes with plants and animals, home of a plant or home of an animal, and habitable, suitable to live in. Opposite, uninhabitable. Setback, we have got many a time. A reversal or check in progress. Bode well, this is an important phrase, though we have got once or twice, to show or suggest that future developments or events will be good or favorable. Something shows that in future something positive is going to happen, then we say it is going to bode well, it will bode well, an important expression. Tantamount, we have got this for the first time. Part of speech noun, being almost the same. It can also be a verb, tantamounts to something, means equals to something. Taboo, again we have got for the first time, a social or religious custom prohibiting a particular practice. A particular practice or a particular person is prohibited, then we use, or a particular community for that matter, we use the word taboo. Brink, and it takes a preposition on the brink of, on the verge of, part of speech noun, a point at which something, typically something unwelcome or negative, is about to happen. The verge of, on the brink of war, on the brink of a negative incident. Amicably, we have got many a time part of speech adverb, in a friendly manner, amicable, friendly. Armageddon, we have got for the first time. Armageddon, part of speech noun, a dramatic and catastrophic conflict, especially one seen as likely to destroy the world or the human race. Imagine a natural event or a man made event going to destroy the mankind. or wipe out the human race, then we use the word Armageddon. It goes with effective English, and we have got for the first time. Deteriorate, becoming progressively worse. Initially okay, but slowly it comes down. And one typical expression: deteriorating health, deteriorating situation, deteriorating. You can also talk about standards. Annexation, we have got many a time, part of speech noun. Possession taken of a piece of land or a country, usually by force or without permission. Someone grabs someone else's land. Then we use the word annexation, and this is used at the time of the war. At the time of the war, countries they try to go in for annexation. Hostage crisis, a typical combination. Part of speech noun, a person seized or held as security for the fulfillment of a condition. This goes with terrorists. Imagine a plane has been hijacked, and all the passengers, then we use the term, they have been held hostages. Hostage, an important word. Stakeholder, usually this goes with business context. Stakeholders, plural form. A person with an interest or concern in something, especially a business, as I said. Who are the stakeholders? Usually we ask the question. Catastrophic, an important word, involving or causing sudden great damage or suffering. Usually this goes with natural events like an earthquake or floods, inundation. But in this context, it goes with a war. Stakes, stakeholders related word stakes, part of speech noun. A share or a financial involvement in something such as a business. Who are the stakeholders and what are the stakes? Usually we say the stakes are very high, a typical expression. Exactly, debacle. But catastrophic, higher level. Rhetoric we have got. Whatever you see in green, we have got many a time. A familiar word, part of speech noun. The art of effective or persuasive speaking or writing. This usually goes with politicians and public speakers. They try to convince the masses. They resort to a rhetoric, an important word. Cataclysmic, we have got this for the first time. Part of speech adjective of a natural event, large scale and violent, but in this context it refers to war between Russia and Ukraine. So these are the words, as I said, a lot of words, and some of these words are new words and they go with effective English. That way, very important. Now, how does the editorial start? Careless threats. Both the words are negative. Careless is a negative word, threat is a negative word. Careless threats. But still, you cannot make out. You have to read the next sentence to get an idea about the editorial. The war in Ukraine is threatening to escalate beyond anyone's control. Now, we all know the war is on, it has been there for quite some time. And the war, where in Ukraine, and here you can put these words in brackets, then you get the subject and the main idea. The war is threatening to escalate. Escalate in this context means one meaning increase rapidly, but in this context to go up. Escalate what? Threatening to escalate beyond anyone's control. Now it is in a state where people or anyone, no one can control beyond anyone's control. That's an important expression. And this is from this you can make out it is all about the war between Russia and Ukraine. That is one thing. It has been going on for quite some time, has already made a negative impact. Now it is threatening to escalate beyond anyone's control. In a way, you can say it is going out of control. Russia's allegation, a claim or assertion that someone has done something illegal or wrong, typically one without made without proof. You say someone has done something wrong, but you don't have proof. Then we use the word allegation. Allege is a verb form. Russia's allegation that Ukraine was planning to launch a so-called dirty bomb shows how dramatically the Ukraine conflict has escalated. Again, the word escalated. Now, this sentence is about the allegation made by Russia against Ukraine. And what is the allegation? Russia says Ukraine is planning to launch a dirty bomb. Now, when you read the editorial, you understand what exactly dirty bomb means. Shows, and this allegation shows how dramatically the Ukraine conflict has escalated, means it has gone up. And to substantiate that statement, Russia's defense minister, Sergei Shoigu, held talks with many of his global counterparts, including Rajnath Singh, accusing Ukraine of potential nuclear terrorism. This sentence is about the same allegation. And to highlight that allegation, the Russian defense minister held talks with many of his global counterparts. There's one word over here, counterpart, means someone or something at the same level in a different place. And Russian defense minister, Indian defense minister, counterparts. So Rajnath Singh. And in these talks, the Russian defense minister accused Ukraine of potential nuclear terrorism. There's a possibility for nuclear terrorism. That was the accusation. Now, the editorial explains what exactly a dirty bomb means. A dirty bomb is not a nuclear bomb, but a conventional explosive device with radioactive materials, the explosion of which could turn swathes of land uninhabitable. First, you have to know the meanings of these words, then you'll be able to understand what exactly the sentence says. First, conventional means traditional practice, and second, swathes means broad strip or vast area of land in this context. Uninhabitable. Inhabitable means suitable to live. And what is opposite? Uninhabitable. So this says what a dirty bomb is. It is not a nuclear bomb, but it has a negative, it can make a negative impact. What is that negative impact? But a conventional explosive device, this is an important word from the exam point of view. VISE is a verb form, VICE is a noun form. Same spelling you can remember, practice, device, advice. All the VICE, the words that end in VICE, they are nouns, and the words that end in VISE are verbs. So here, explosive device with radioactive materials, and the explosion of which, imagine they use a dirty bomb and it explodes, it could turn swathes of land uninhabitable for decades. That means after that, after using that dirty bomb, many areas will become uninhabitable. If you ask a question for how long, for decades, for many decades, 10 years, for decades. Now, based on this allegation, what is the response of Ukraine and its supporters? Ukraine and its Western backers have rejected the Russian allegations, saying the Russians who have suffered setbacks are making unfounded claims for a false flag attack. So, what is the response of Ukraine and its Western supporters? Here, backers means supporters. At the outset, they have rejected the Russian allegations. And adding to that, saying the Russians who have suffered setbacks. There's one important word, setback means what? A reversal or check in progress, something like a failure. Because they have suffered setbacks, Russians are making unfounded claims for a false flag attack. So these are allegations, baseless allegations. That is a response from Ukraine and its Western backers. Now, the editorial says it is difficult to ascertain, confirm what is going on behind the fog of a full scale war, but the talk of dirty bombs and nuclear terrorism does not bode well. Here, this, based on the allegations and based on the response, it is difficult to ascertain what is going on behind the fog of a full scale war. It is very difficult to tell what exactly is going on behind the fog. Fog, I'm sure you guys know, it is the white cloudy material, smoke. But there are two words you have to recollect here. One is fog, the other one is mist. And if you ask me, so what is the difference? Fog is the clouds and in the lowland areas, we use the word fog, or the smoke, lowland areas. Mist, same thing, but in the mountain regions, then we use the word mist. But here you should also recollect the word smog, SMOG. Smog means what? It's a combination of fog and smoke emitted from the vehicles. Then we use the word smog. Behind the fog of a full scale war, it is difficult to make out or figure out what exactly is going on. But at the same time, the talk of dirty bombs and nuclear terrorism does not bode well. If these two countries they talk about dirty bombs and nuclear terrorism, it does not bode well. This is an important expression. Bode well means what? To show or suggest that future developments or events will be good or favorable. So, does not bode well means it is not going to be positive. It has a negative connotation because of does not bode well. Ever since the US, now it provides a background, editorial provides background information related to using nuclear weapons. Ever since the US nuclear bombing of Japan in 1945, the world has largely treated the nuclear option as taboo. This is an important word. In 1945, the US used nuclear bombs, bombing of Japan. Ever since that time, the world has largely, and usually remember when we use the expression ever since, we use present perfect tense. The world has largely treated present perfect tense, the nuclear option as taboo. Taboo means what? It is something like prohibition, a social or religious custom prohibiting a particular practice, prohibiting a practice or prohibiting a person, taboo, or a community for that matter. Even in 1962, when the Soviet Union and the US were on the brink of conflict, brink, on the verge, on the edge of conflict, their leaders managed to end the crisis amicably through dialogue. So, on the verge of conflict, on the verge of or brink of conflict, the leaders somehow managed to end the crisis amicably. Another important word means what? In a friendly manner through dialogue. But unfortunately, coming to the present, but unfortunately, Vladimir Putin's threat of using all means available to him to protect his country and Joe Biden's warning of a nuclear Armageddon are tantamount to normalizing the nuclear option in the middle of a conflict that is in an escalatory spiral. So, in the present scenario, there, the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin's threat of using all means available to him to protect his country. That includes nuclear weapons as well. At the same time, the response to that, Joe Biden's warning of a nuclear Armageddon. This is an important word we have got for the first time. What does it mean? A dramatic and catastrophic conflict, especially one seen as likely to destroy the world or the human race. Obviously, if nuclear weapons are used, the weapons may wipe out the human race. Are tantamount, we have got this word for the first time. What does it mean? Being almost the same. They tantamount to normalizing the nuclear option in the middle of a conflict that is in an escalatory spiral. Spiral means going up, escalatory going up, spiral around. It has two different meanings. One meaning spiral, this is what we say spiral. Another meaning of the word spiral, to increase continuously. It goes with salaries, it goes with prices. We say spiraling prices, spiraling salaries, typical combinations. In this context, conflict. What is more surprising is that even as the war is steadily deteriorating, there is no conscious effort by any side to start a dialogue. What is more surprising? Something is very surprising. What is it? The war is steadily deteriorating. It is not every day going up, not coming down. In spite of that, there is no conscious effort by any side, Russia or Ukraine, to start a dialogue. Based on dialogue, one can come out of resolve the conflict, but there is no conscious effort to start a dialogue. Russia says, what is the reason or what are the reasons? Russia says it is ready for talks, but has not given any concrete proposals. Without concrete proposals, saying ready for talks does not make the right impact, does not mean anything. And its offer for talks cannot be trusted. One thing, no concrete proposals. At the same time, its offer for talks cannot be trusted. Why? Especially after it announced the annexation of four partially controlled Ukrainian regions. Here, annexation, grabbing the land of another country using force. Ukraine, on the other hand, what is the stand taken by Ukraine? Ukraine says it will not hold talks with Russia as long as Mr. Putin is in power, and that it intends to fight till all the Ukrainian regions are liberated, including Crimea. So there are 2 points. One is they are not going to hold talks if Mr. Putin is going to be in power, one thing. And also, they want all the Ukrainian regions to be liberated, including Crimea. These are the demands. Ukraine's Western backers say they would continue to support Ukraine's resistance as long as it takes. Now, Ukraine has the backup of the support of the Western countries and NATO, especially North Atlantic Treaty Organization. As all sides take maximalist positions, escalation is creating its own dynamic, taking the whole world hostage. Now, what is the impact of this war? It has been there for quite some time, months together. It is taking the whole world hostage. That hostage means usually it goes with persons, but in this context, the whole world has been taken hostage. A person seized or held as security for the fulfillment of a condition. But in this context, it means the world not able to do anything, taken hostage. 8 months of war, 8 months, too long in fact. 8 months of war have already created economic and humanitarian disasters. This sentence talks about the impact of the war. 8 months it has been on. What is the impact? It has already created economic and humanitarian disasters. And there are greater fears of a direct conflict between Russia and NATO, two nuclear forces. If at all that happens, the impact is going to be catastrophic. What more do the stakeholders of this war want before they actually begin serious talks? So, what are they waiting for? What exactly do they expect the stakeholders of this war before they actually begin serious talks or the dialogue? How does the editorial end? They should realize that unchecked escalation with an open possibility of a Russia NATO war would be catastrophic for the whole world. The problem here, one of the sentences says, the world has been taken hostage. Related to that, they should realize that unchecked escalation. Now, escalation, it's all about the escalation, unchecked. With an open possibility of a Russia NATO war, would be catastrophic for the whole world. Catastrophic, an important word, involving or causing sudden great damage or suffering. The stakes are higher than the geopolitical goals. Every country has geopolitical goals, but here the stakes are higher than the geopolitical goals. The rhetoric on nuclear attacks and retaliation should stop immediately. How does the editorial end? The rhetoric, an important word, the art of effective or persuasive speaking or writing, the rhetoric on nuclear attacks and retaliation should stop immediately, and Russia, Ukraine, and the West should begin talks to end the conflict. Dialogue is very important. The alternative, anything else, would be cataclysmic. Cataclysmic, we have got for the first time. Part of speech adjective. Usually it goes with a natural event, but in this context, war, large scale and violent. So this is all about the editorial, an important editorial. Let us go to the questions based on this editorial related to reading comprehension skill. What is this editorial about? What is threatening to escalate beyond anyone's control? Based on the keywords, you should be able to answer. What is a dirty bomb? In the editorial, we come across two words, dirty bomb. So, what exactly does it mean? Easy to answer. What does not bode well in the context of the editorial? Again, easy to answer based on the expression does not bode well. What are tantamount to normalizing the nuclear option in the middle of a conflict that is in an escalatory spiral? Again, keywords navigate, locate, you get the answer. Today, you're going to work on three exam topics: error location, para jumble, and fillers. So, let us start with practice questions based on exam topics. First five questions: error location. Please read the first sentence and try to spot the error. I will give you a few uh, minutes to read. These are all lengthy sentences. PM Narendra Modi on Tuesday called for enhanced global cooperation to defeat the threats of terrorism, being corrupt, drug trafficking, poaching, and organized crimes. Exactly, you're right, Sairam. Please have a look at the first question related to error location. Try to spot the error. Who is this? Varaprasad. Very good, you got it right. If one student gets it right, then I will give you the answer. This question is based on what we call parallel expression. Bank exams quite often they ask questions based on parallel construction, parallelism, parallel expression. Here, PM Narendra Modi on Tuesday called for enhanced global cooperation to defeat, ask the question, defeat what? The threats of terrorism, noun, drug trafficking, noun, poaching, killing animals illegally, noun, organized crimes, noun. But being corrupt is not noun. So it does not go with parallel expression. Here we have to use the word terrorism, corruption. What is a noun form? Corruption. Corrupted is also not correct. Corruption. PM Narendra Modi on Tuesday called for enhanced global cooperation to defeat the threats of terrorism, corruption, drug trafficking, poaching, and organized crimes. Then the sentence is right. Let us go to second sentence, error location. Corrupting is not correct. Corrupted is not correct. Not correct. Corruption is correct. Seven persons, including the pilot, was killed after a helicopter ferrying pilgrims back from Kedarnath shrine in Uttarakhand crashed near Garud Chatti on Tuesday. So where is the error? This is an easy one. First question is not that easy, but question number two should not be that difficult to spot the error. Yes, who is this? Hema. Very good. The subject over here, we have two subjects, seven persons, subject one, and the clue for you, the word including, and the second subject, the pilot. But whenever we use words like with, together with, along with, including, like, unlike, all these words, then we should not consider the second subject. The verb agrees with the first subject. What is the first subject over here? Seven persons, plural. Then we cannot use was, we have to say were. Seven persons were killed. And this question is based on subject verb agreement, obviously. But you have to memorize a lot of words with, along with, together with, like, unlike, and not, including. All these you have to remember. Then it becomes easy to spot the error. Question number three. From decorative items and diyas to clothes and candies, city residents are on a shopping spree ahead of the Festival of Lights. Ferry means to carry from one side to the other side. Usually it goes with canals, water bodies, but in this context with choppers. Nothing wrong. Sairam. Please go to question number three and try to spot the error. From decorative items and diyas to clothes and candies, city residents are on a shopping spree ahead of the Festival of Lights. No one has responded. Question number three. Here the answer, because no error. Very good, Varaprasad. I appreciate. Wonderful. Answer is no error. When we use from, we have to use to. From what? Decorative items and diyas to what? Clothes and candies. Absolutely no problem. Comma. City residents, plural, are on a shopping spree. This expression is an important expression. What does it mean? Usually at the time of festivals or when someone is getting married, they buy a lot of stuff, and shopping not done one day, they may do for 1 week. And then we use the expression, he is on a shopping spree, or she is on a shopping spree, or they are on a shopping spree. So no error over here. Ahead of the festival of lights, a standard expression, no error. Answer is the last option, no error. That's really, I appreciate all those students who have responded saying no error. That demands a great deal of confidence and not easy under pressure. Now let us go to question number 4. Industries and IT Minister on Tuesday inaugurated and lay foundation for 5 projects. This is an easy one. We have got many a time. But under pressure, to what extent you can recollect and spot the error, that's what matters. Industries and IT Minister, whoever it is, on Tuesday inaugurated and lay foundation for 5 projects. Here on Tuesday, inaugurated. So this is a clue. It refers to past context and a foundation stone. There's a particular verb, and here you have to recollect confusing verbs, the pair lie, lie, lay, lain, one verb, and we have another verb, lay, laid, laid. And this context is about laying the foundation stone. What is the past laid? So lay is not correct. We have to say laid the foundation stone or foundation for 5 projects. I think many students have got it right. That is good. I appreciate. Now let us go to question number 5. School and college alumnus reunions are commonplace. They happen regularly. Neighborhood families coming together after decades is not. Huh. Lie can be a regular verb, lie can be an irregular verb. As a regular verb, lie, lied, lied. As an irregular verb, lie, lay, lain. And we have a different verb altogether, lay, laid, laid. And that goes with foundation stone, roads, and babies, things, rules and regulations. Put something down carefully. Exactly, MD. So, what is the response? Question number 5. No one has responded. Madhav, you're there. Very good. You got it right. Here it talks about school and college alumnus reunions. And when it comes to nouns, nouns of Latin and Greek origin, they're very important from the exam point of view. And you have to know the singular form, the plural form. Alumnus is a singular form. In this context, we have to use a plural form. So, what is a plural form? You can say alumni or alumni. Either way, it is correct. So, we cannot use a singular form, we have to use a plural form. And important nouns of Latin and Greek origin, criterion, phenomenon, memorandum, alumnus, singular forms I'm giving, radius, plural radii, syllabus, syllabi. All these you have to recollect. Good. Now let us go to Jumble. Not that easy. You got to read meticulously, but always take elimination approach and try to get the topic sentence or the main sentence. Then things fall in place. Here, this demonstrative pronoun cannot be the first one. A notable effect of changes seen in the Anthropocene. Hold that one. However, any sentence that begins with a contrasting word cannot be the first one. Don't consider. A total of about 1,000 species of animals have been actually documented. Hold that. The online magazine, hold that also. But what is this about? Thank you very much, Subramanyam. What is this about? It is about the impact of humans on the environment. Based on that, the first sentence, the geological era that we live in is called the Anthropocene. Anthropos means humans. So, what is the first one here? F is the first one. Second one is easy. If you get the first one, spectrum, index, matrix, there are so many. F is the first one, yes. Madhav, you're right. Varaprasad, you're right. Second one is rather easy. What is the second one? Here, Anthropocene, that is a clue. It is called the Anthropocene. Why? This is because of the global impact that humans and their activities are made after they evolved. So obviously, why is it called Anthropocene? Because of the impact made by humans. Anthropos. No, A is not the second one. B is the second one. B is the second one. See, first the sentence talks about the present era, it is called Anthropocene. Second sentence, why is it called so? This is because of the global impact that humans and their activities have made after they evolved. So logically, FB one pair, and after that it is A. Again, still with Anthropocene. A notable, so what is the impact of that? A notable effect of changes seen in the Anthropocene has been a rapid increase in the rate of extinction of other species. The clue for you, extinction of other species. FBA, one pair, one group, you can say. So what is the fourth one? No, F is the first one, B is the second one, A is the third one. Yes, Divya, FBA, one group. What is the fourth one? Then it talks about a particular magazine and the publication of the report published by that magazine. The online magazine Yale Environment 360 has reported a range of 24 to 150 species lost per day. Here, extinction means what? Disappear, vanish. We lose a particular species and the species disappears from the planet Earth. So, continuation of this based on extinction, it is the report published by Yale Environment 360. Obviously, the fourth one is E. But based on this, however, contrasting information, skeptics, those who doubt of climate change, keep pointing to the large discrepancies, means differences in the extinction rates published by various researchers. So obviously, C is the next one. And what is the last one? A total of about 1,000 species of animals. Discrepancies, but the last one talks about authentic information. A total of about 1,000 species of animals have been actually documented to have gone extinct in the last 400 years. ECD. FBA is Hema has got it right. Only one student has got it right. No problem. As I said, not that easy. But do remember, any parajumble related to environment, obviously important. You got to read very carefully. Let us go to fillers. The Usha Lakshmi Breast Cancer Foundation on Friday said it has completed, they should have said, uh, had completed 15 years of spreading awareness on breast cancer and that it is no longer a issue in the region. So what is the right word? Closed issue, closet issue, closing issue, open issue, conflicting issue. At the outset, we cannot consider D, the reason being an open, it should be. So that is ruled out. Now you have to decide A, B, C, E. What is the right word? Here, the contextual awareness is very important. Spreading awareness on breast cancer, something positive. Then you cannot use a negative word. It cannot be closed issue. It cannot be conflicting issue. 15 years hard work to spread awareness about breast cancer. Context is positive. And closing issue, not correct. Closet issue. Answer is B. B is the answer. The word closet has two meanings. One meaning, it means a cupboard. It does not go with this context. The second meaning, something that is secretive or hidden, concealed. So in the past, they would try to um, hide or conceal breast cancer. Because of awareness, now it is no longer a closet issue. I have given two meanings. Closet, one meaning cupboard, where you store things and it has a door. We use a British English cupboard, American English closet. But the second meaning in this context, secretive, hidden, concealed. So the right word is B. You have to know the second meaning, only then you can answer. The move will, the initiatives of Atal Innovation Mission and work towards scaling rural innovators and startups. See, you have to read and understand the context. Contextual awareness is very important. Based on that, you can eliminate a few words. You can get the right word. Try to answer question number 2, fillers. The move will, the initiatives, something positive, of Atal Innovation Mission and work towards scaling means improving rural innovators and startups. Will improve looks like that. Improve the initiatives. No. Very good. Who is this? Sai Ram. It is not will seal. Negative word cannot be used. Will risk. Negative word. You can consider improve. Will make the initiatives. Then you cannot say uh, of a particular mission and work towards. Grammatically not correct. It should be either will improve the initiatives or will leverage the initiatives. Here it is not improving the initiatives, it is leveraging the initiatives. So you may ask, so what does it mean? Leverage means it has two or three meanings. One goes with loans and all, but in this context, it means taking maximum advantage of something, taking maximum advantage of something, leverage, taking maximum advantage of something. So the right word is the move will leverage the initiatives, take the maximum advantage of the initiatives, and work towards scaling rural innovators and startups. That is the right word. It has two or three meanings. In this context, take maximum advantage of something. That is the exact meaning. A string of cultural performances by artists representing India's rich cultural heritage left the audience at the inaugural function. The clue for you, left the audience, leave the audience, past left the audience. The context is a string of cultural performances by artists representing India's rich cultural heritage. A positive context. Perplexed means confused, bewildered, confused. We cannot use negative words. But here, mesmerize, right word, but grammatically it is not correct. Mesmerized would have been right, but here you don't see the letter D. So it is not. Either enjoyed, left the audience enjoyed, grammatically not correct. Here you have to read from here. Left the audience spellbound, left the audience spellbound. Spellbound means fascinated, something that is magical, fascinating, mesmerizing. So, grammatically, contextually, the right word, generally we say spellbinding performance. Based on that, left the audience spellbound. Answer is E. Question number 4. These are finding their way into the sewage and storm water drains them and thus preventing the free passage of the water, leading to flooding at many places. These context talks about plastic, carry bags. These are finding their way into the sewage and stormwater drains. In that process, what are they doing? Block them, grammatically not correct. Leaving them, not correct. Hold, choking, making them and thus, not the right word. Either suffocating them or choking them. Here we cannot use the word suffocating. We have to use the word choke. Choke means block, choking them. Then there won't be any flow, free passage of the water. Then we use the word choking. Answer is C is the right word. The last question, a year-old boy who was allegedly kidnapped on Friday was rescued safely in less than 3 hours thanks to a timely and effort by the government railway police. This is again a positive context. Then you cannot use a word like casual. Hold this one. Innovative effort. Effort, you can consider this also. Unity effort, grammatically not correct. Due effort, not relevant. So, what is the right word here? Timely and concerted effort, not innovative. B is the answer. Concerted, coordinated, a lot of people together. No, 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 no. Answer is B. Concerted means coordinated, done together, a lot of people doing together. Answer is B. Now let us go to editorial vocabulary. Test your word power. Conventional. Here, when you see the word conventional, you have to think of conventional sources of energy, non conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources are non renewable, and non conventional sources of energy, renewable sources of energy. So, part of speech, obviously, adjective. What does it mean? Traditional. D is the answer. No, 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 no. Conventional means traditional, something done regularly. Swaths, plural, swath, singular. Part of speech, noun. It goes with land, areas, large. No, that is not the one. Broad strip or area of land. So answer is H. Inhabitable. Inhabitable place, uninhabitable place. Part of speech, adjective. You have to recollect the word habitat. So what does it mean? Inhabitable. Suitable to live. F is the answer. Setback. Setbacks plural. That means it's a noun. A reversal or check-in. Setback is nothing but a failure. Answer is J. Bode well, an important expression. It's a phrase. Phrase. What does it mean? Show or suggest that future is going to be positive or bright. Answer is C. Tantamount. It can be a noun, it can be a verb. Here, tantamount's verb form means what? Being almost the same. Answer is A. Taboo, an important word, noun. It means custom prohibiting a particular practice, a particular person, or a particular community. Answer is B. Armageddon, we have got for the first time part of speech noun. A catastrophic conflict. Answer is that makes a negative impact. Nuclear weapons, obviously. Answer is G. Rhetoric, noun, means what? Here we are left with art of effective speaking or writing to persuade. Answer is I. And cataclysmic, we have got for the first time an important word. And what are we left with? Something, a natural event, in this context, war, on a large scale and violent, a negative impact on a large scale. E is the answer. So that's all from today's editorial, an important editorial. I hope you guys have enriched, and do remember to subscribe and share. Thank you very much. And